Hey, everybody. I don't usually talk about me on here, but I'm going to today for a couple reasons. First, never in my life did I think I would say the sentence, I want to talk about what it's like to be a TikToker. That is so ridiculous to me because I'm 55 years old and TikTok is a thing for the kids, or at least that's what I always thought. Kids like this. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to my buddy Travis. This is Hacky Sack Trav. If you don't follow him, if you have any interest in hacky sack and footbag and a kid who he doesn't break the laws of gravity, but boy, I'll tell you, he bends the fuck out of them. That's for sure. I mean, it's unreal what this kid can do. And Travis I would not be on TikTok without Travis, period. End of conversation. And that's because Travis is my TikTok mentor. And you may say to yourself, Petey, that kid is your mentor? And I would say, yeah, he is. And the reason why is because he grew up in this world of TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff, right? Despite all the experience I have, the world has changed. And this is not a world that any of us ever expected to be living in. And so for those who are growing up in it, they're growing up in the world as it will be. The other reason why this makes sense to me is because I am old, and what I've seen in life is that you have to trust the consensus of experts, right? Not any one particular expert. 97% of climate scientists think that climate change is man-made. That's good enough for me. I don't need to listen to the 3% that are in the pockets of the oil companies or have their own agendas or whatever it is, right? 97% of scientists agree on something. I'm good with that. That's about as close as a species that's basically a bunch of monkeys in shoes is gonna get on anything, right? And because I trust expert consensus, when Forbes magazine ran an article, I don't know, a couple years ago now. It's a couple years ago. I'd have to look for it. But Forbes ran a great article, which for everybody, especially those of you in the tech industry, if you haven't seen it, it's basically if you don't have a millennial generation mentor, you should get one. Right? So I didn't think of this on my own when I asked Travis to mentor me in TikTok. It was something that a consensus body of experts had written a great article about in a trusted platform that I personally trust. And you can look at me and think, this guy reads Forbes magazine? I do read Forbes magazine. I read Forbes, The Economist, and a number of others. And I encourage you to as well. Now, I say these things because the question of expertise came up this week. And I don't want anybody to think I'm a fucking expert at anything. Except failure and getting yourself up off the ground when you failed. That I'm good at, right? Like, it doesn't matter how many times you fail. Failure is evidence that somebody tried to do something. What matters is how many times you get up. That's what matters. And no matter how hard the Russians knock the Ukrainians down, they get back up. It's impressive. It's impressive, boy. And they don't complain. These are not people that complain. It's amazing. Anyway, as far as my life as a TikToker goes, which is something I never thought I would say, right? I want to draw your attention to something that happened recently to me. Now, I have stripped out all the identifying information here, so nobody can accuse me of harassment or bullying. Should not be a thing here, right? But somebody came into one of my lives the other day and said some ridiculous shit that made it clear to me that they were a troll, and I had them blocked. Thanks to my wonderful team of incredible people. You know, it blows my mind that as a complete stranger, you could get on the internet, start making videos, and that would catch the attention of some of the best people, and that they would just volunteer to come in and moderate your lives and are there every night. To that team, I really want to say thank you. You know, it's very humbling. I appreciate it. So after the live, I finish up and I get into my inbox and I have this message. Now, this troll had claimed that they had been awarded a medal for their great humanitarian work in Ukraine. And they start out this way, right? The medal, spelled wrong, of course, is called the Ukrainian Canadian Sacrifice Medal, and about 300 were given today in Toronto, Canada. Don't worry, the way you treated me today in live, all I can say is I'll be seeing you. Thank you. Thank God for legal immunity. So in the law, there are so many things wrong with this sentence, right? So basically what this guy is saying is that he's going to make me unalive, and he's going to be immune from it because he's a member of the armed forces. So he believes that being a member of the armed forces gives you immunity from prosecution for the making unalive of civilians. So clearly this guy's Russian, right? There can be no doubt about that. Now, of course, I blocked the account. And because he's a troll, he has lots of other accounts. And so I almost immediately get another mail and threatening my son too, okay? And then this guy looked at my profile picture and then geolocated the restaurant that I'm standing in front of, and then sends me the address. You go there a lot. Now he's pretending to be the other person, right? Because he's from a different account, so he's got to refer to himself in the third person now. Said he will see you around there. Happy Grill. Happy Grill is the name of the place. I go there every Friday, right? Every Friday for dinner, guys. I'm there. I meet a bunch of people. We talk about their projects and what's happening in Ukraine. And a lot of the stories that you get on Saturday and Sunday come right from this group of people. So, yeah, it's a really important contact group meeting for me. And it happens every Friday at 5 o'clock. We meet at Happy Grill. Now, you may be saying to yourself, what is wrong with you, Peter? Why would you say these things? And I'll tell you why. Because in my life, I have known some very dangerous people. And they do not ever give you any warning that they are coming for you. They just get up and go. And so what I see here is a person whose whole world is probably falling apart right now. Everything they have been taught from birth, that Russia is better than the rest of the world, that they are destined to rule the rest of the world, that the people next door aren't really people, they don't have an identity of their own, they're just an extension of us. All of that, it has him and everyone like him under a deep cognitive dissonance of powerlessness, and they are lashing out. And it's going to continue until they are soundly defeated. And the Ukrainians will handle that. We don't have to do anything but trust the Ukrainian armed forces, trust the administration in Kyiv. They are cleaning their own house out, guys. Trust them. But verify, trust but verify. And let's keep supporting them. And don't anybody worry about me. I am not worried about these people at all, but just a little insight into my life as a TikToker on the pro-Ukrainian side. Everybody that tunes in, thank you so much. I really appreciate you.